Hello. We are checking out Tiny Reaper Reborn. Originally, it was released on June 13, 2025 on Android, and June 17, 2025 for iOS. So if you're interested, it is available to download in your App Store. We'll jump in as always as a guest login. If I like it, we'll bind it later. Maybe. Okay, so terms and agreements, let's agree since we really have no choice other than exiting and not playing it. So kind of forced if we want to play it. For name, we'll go with Are You Okay? Right off the bat, on the title screen, it looks pretty charming and cute. If there's no voice acting, I will read along when there's dialogue pop up. Little one, how long will you slumber? Awaken, for a new world awaits you. Where, you ask, have your dreams brought you? Is it not your own origin that begs for discovery? Listen, for I will weave you a tale most extraordinary. In the realm of Reapers existed a being, an envoy anointed with the divine blessings, esteemed and revered for powers honed through ceaseless dedication and ancient rites. True power, as ordained by the cosmos, beckons its equal, and eternal truths. A mysterious and powerful portal appeared before you. Swept away by this force, you departed from the realm of Reapers. No mere chance, but fate's own decree guided your journey, summoned to amend the turmoil of a new realm. A cause linked by destiny. This chaotic world needs a hero. Now, remember who you are. Ah, you perceive the cycle of return, don't you? Go forth and rescue the souls of this realm, young one. And to my cadence, perform the dance of death. Remember, you are never beyond my gaze. What's a Masona doing appearing here? I came to investigate because they told me to, but really... What? There really is one. Why is there a Masona here? I need to get back and report this. Well, wait! What is that? Huh? There's chaos everywhere and then you show up. You must be the legendary Baby Reaper, right? Wow, it's really you. I'm Monica. I work to protect the world of Reapers. Sorry, but I have to head to another area for a bit. I think you'll be fine if I leave you alone for a minute. The monsters in this area aren't that strong. Just wait a moment. I'll be back soon, so please take care of things while I'm gone. Wow, this game has an issue with apostrophes. None of the words that needed it had it, but let's go ahead and choose our gender. We'll go ahead and go with male. I just contacted Rainer, and it turns out he's nearby. Rainer is really dependable. He'll be here soon, so just wait a little longer. I have to go take care of monsters in another area, but there's no need to worry. Alright, so we are playing an idle game, I guess. First off, visually, I'm kinda digging it. I like the 2.5D look, which is pretty popular these days with games like Live Alive, Dragon Quest HD Remake, Triangle Strategy, etc. the animation on the Baby Reaper is not bad. Again, it's charming. For some reason, this music sounds very similar to something I've heard it before, but I can't really put my finger on it. It's possible as well it might be royalty-free music. But we'll go ahead and let the baby move through these for now, and then we'll just follow the prompts as they pop up, since usually that's how these games go. And it's a formula that works, and if it works, most developers will follow the money. Or the most cost efficient. Let's go ahead and collect some loot. So, decent amount, I think, or maybe not, but it's hard to tell until you get to the gacha portion where you find out how much you need to complete one roll. We are fighting a muck raccoon. The sprite for the level boss is actually pretty detailed. Okay, that definitely sounded like a voice clip for Teemo from League of Legends, the Yordle Scout. Greetings, I'm Raynor. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard tales of a legendary baby hero. Thrilled to meet you in person. This region's monster is weaker than most, but they can still pack a punch. Stay sharp. Monica left you here unattended? I need to have a word with her later. So we have Raynor join the fray, so more DPS means faster leveling and faster killing. Looking at him, he doesn't appear to have any special moves, he's just auto-attacking so far. Another level boss, the Monk Raccoon again. Raccoon Monk sounds better. Again, same model as the first boss, very detailed, and seems to be spamming one ability, the Shadow Magic. It's a little longer this time, so we need to level up soon. You defeated a monster and earned silver coins. Monsters are foreign beings, not of the Reaper world. When a monster falls, the good souls it had absorbed turns into silver coins. You can use silver coins you've gathered to boost your attack. Let's go use them now. So, weekly rewards. Always good to have something to entice your players to log in, especially early on. So, looks like the leveling system just unlocked. Let's go ahead and level up as much as we can. The other stats appear to be locked right now. Okay, so the stage failed while we were leveling up. With the attack stat bumped up a bit, we should be able to get through this stage, maybe? So, achievements, and Baby Reaper grows up as they level up. That's kind of different. You don't have a lot of mobile games or games in general where you start off as a baby or a kid, where you have gameplay. Usually it's a cutscene in a form of a flashback. We are fighting another Raccoon Monk. This one isn't taking as long to kill. We'll let it keep going and we'll level up once we've accumulated enough. Let's go ahead and check the events, see if there's anything we can collect. Okay, so there's a roulette for completing the missions, but we don't have enough tickets. Nothing else is highlighted red so far, so we'll ignore those for now. Let's level up a little bit. Boss monsters attack much harder than regular ones and are more dangerous. To defeat a boss, you'll need to boost your stamina to survive its attacks. You can use silver coins to increase your stamina. Okay, so another stat unlocked. we'll level up stamina and we'll try to level up each one based off of the silver coin cost per level. Doing cheaper ones first in the future just for even distribution. Well, not really. That's just so we can increase more stats. Speaking of Reapers, or Grim Reapers specifically, that are portrayed with sights, they were popularized during the Middle Ages when the Black Plague was running rampant as a representation of the plague itself, since many died. Of course, with death in general, you have other representations like Hades, Pluto, Hell, Yanluowen, Yama, and Shinamagami, to name a few. When hunting monsters, they sometimes drop their souls. It would take too long to pick them up one by one. In some cases, you can summon a spirit to collect them for you. Summoning a spirit lets you collect souls and also boost your stats. I happen to have some spirit food. Go ahead and summon one. So we're getting introduced to a pet that picks up a loot, so a pet system. Let's go ahead and kill a few more, and then we'll go ahead and get into that and level up a bit. So just playing this 10 minutes in, it hasn't been too bad, despite the music looping also over and over the same few bars. It doesn't really bother me, so it's very non-intrusive. And looking at the screen, I'm not too sure what these are. Oh, okay. I guess they're raccoon yam. I thought they kind of looked like Ewoks for some reason from Star Wars. No idea why. So here we go with the pet mechanic. So you have the few options. I'm guessing you have to start off with the chicken. Let's level up the little chick. So, cute! It's on the map as well. And it joins you in battle. It's not really attacking, but I'm guessing the attack stat is, again, just for the hero and the Guardians. Since the Guardians share the stats of the MC, but I'm not really sure if it's 1-to-1 or only a percentile of the stats. Didn't really explain.
Baby, were you having fun with Raynor? Monica, can't you speak respectfully to the hero? But a cute hero should be treated with love. Remember, a Reaper candidate must always be guided by two guardians. Fine, Raynor, but you really need to loosen up a little. Hero, from now on we'll be here to safely guide you. Baby, our souls are linked. As you grow stronger, so will we. Alright, baby hero. Let's use your full power and take down those monsters in front of us.
So the other two Guardian stats are based off of the main character stats, so that simplifies things.
Just striking isn't enough to defeat all of them. Hero, in times like this, it's best to defeat them instantly with a powerful skill. Skills are managed by the Fox God. Skills imbued with this magic are incredibly powerful. Just hearing about it is exciting. Let's summon a skill.
Alrighty, we are getting a glance at the gacha system. So it's skill/equipment, and from what I can see, the other one is a mass gacha. We'll go ahead and do some pulls. Oh, asking us to rate. Skip for now. Let's keep going. Getting mostly low-grade items. Since we're getting a lot, we'll probably be combining these to level up or create new equipment. The rates are as expected for skills and weapons. So it looks like as the cumulative amount increases, you're more likely to get a higher rarity equipment. So that's kind of nice, I think. We'll use up all the tickets for now and maybe save the premium currency for later. And taking a look here, it does go all the way up to level 15 and up to the red rarity, which seems to be common as well in a lot of gachas, with red usually being legendary. And yeah, going down, yeah, so it's gonna take into the thousands roll in order to completely maximize the gacha levels. So, I mean, I don't really think you have to, like, especially for idle games most generally. Well, you play them as a comfort, or kind of like a quick endorphin kick. But I suppose you could play it seriously and turn into a whale if you really like it. Now, again, everyone's mileage may vary. Not everybody may be willing to spend, but again, depends on your experience with the game. Since ultimately, you determine the value. So, as suspected, we need to merge the equipment and probably the skills as well to make higher level equipment and probably skills. So really all equipment have some sort of use, even if they're low grade, which is a plus. It's also great that it has the auto synthesize all, good for quality of life, and a definite must for idle games that make you summon a lot of. Since it can get tedious, and you don't want tedium in an idle game, since you really want to get in and get out. But I guess it gives you something to do, and then also if you're more of a casual player and not into anything more complicated, then having these little tasks, it can keep you preoccupied if you're bored and have nothing to do. But we're doing another roll, so okay. Looks like we can enhance a few. Let's auto-equip again. So there's a ton of skills, and so far, again, a lot of them are still grayed out. And we have a pop-up again, so not too aggressive. And I'm just watching the sprites. Again, they're very well animated, and looks like I haven't really been paying attention to the enemies, but it looks like it is Frog Warriors. I don't know if that's really suitable though for like a very dry, barren area, at least enemy-wise. So we're still fighting the Raccoon Monk. No changes to the boss as of yet. Let's go ahead and collect some loot. Wow, so many passes. So a lot of monetizing, but so far there really hasn't been any need to put in money. So it's pretty free to play friendly from what I've experienced so far. But with the passes in terms of monetizing, it does give you some time to see whether it's worth it or not, since typically they don't disappear. And I usually wait until I complete most of the paths before I make a purchase, if I want to. But so far though, we are making decent progress. We are at stage 1 out of 7, and one thing I just noticed as well, a lot of the bosses seem to be just enlarged versions of the regular enemy sprites, which is not a bad thing, and it just shows you how detailed the sprites are when they're enlarged, if that's the case. So, a lot of effort. Let's check our inventory and open up some chests for resources. We'll open them all up. Let's see if we can level up a little. Alright, and then with the rarity of the box, it's pretty nice. So green and blue rarity. We like to see that. Okay, awesome. A few skills level up. Nothing above what we currently have equipped though. But that's okay, since usually with idle games, it is a slow uphill battle, usually. But another raccoon monk, not too hard.
This tower, I feel a mysterious aura and strange tension. The bird god is watching and guarding this tower from the sky. The monsters in this tower are beings corrupted by powerful dark forces. The bird god has trapped them here to prevent them from leaving this world.
So we probably have a tower trial sort of deal to get more specific resources. Let's go to the Starlight Soul Tower. We'll enter level 1. And we'll go ahead and turn on auto challenge for now, even though we're probably not going to make it too far, but that's okay. Hey, the music changed and it's a fish boss. Okay, and it died really quickly, but for level 1, that's to be expected. Next is the ghost boss? I'm not too sure. It looks a lot like a character in Tokiden 2. For any fans of the Tokiden series. The ghost boss took a little longer to kill. Alright, it's loading up. And next boss is a frog warrior. Now, whenever I think frog warrior, I always go to Glenn from Chrono Trigger for some reason. I guess in my mind, he's probably the most memorable frog character. I guess Kermit the Frog is another one.
Manually summoning bosses is starting to get annoying, right? In that case, the auto boss summon feature makes things easier. Once you meet the required kill counts, the boss will appear automatically. Let's use the auto boss summon. It is pointing to the boss icon, so we'll go ahead and press it. Now, the only issue with the auto boss function is usually if you lose the function, it stops. Which I guess it makes sense. It avoids having to go through the animation and reduces losing out on experience point by pointlessly fighting a boss you can't defeat. So, I guess it makes sense. And you get more loot in the end, so but let's go ahead and collect anything we can collect so far. So more premium currency. Again, as of yet, I haven't used any of it since it hasn't been necessary, at least to make any progress. Okay, so Raccoon's dead, and then we'll go ahead and level up a little bit. Going for the cheapest one and then just flip-flopping back and forth. Just upgrading attack power won't maximize your skill effectiveness. Increasing your magic power will boost skill efficiency. Let's upgrade our magic power now.
So another skill unlocked, magic power, so I guess it boosts your skill's attack power. So we'll continue doing what we've been doing, leveling up.
Let's go ahead and use some tickets, then check to see if we can upgrade either any of the skills or weapons later. Let's go ahead and do a 10 pull summon for skill and equipment. I'm a bit whatever with the pulls so far since they're useful regardless.
The monsters are getting stronger. At this rate, even you might have trouble holding out. You should upgrade your healing ability using silver coins. We have enough silver coins. Let's enhance our recovery power.
So another stat has unlocked. Stamina recoveries per second, so health regeneration. So as of right now, all the stats under the tab are unlocked.
I feel a flow of soul energy coming from somewhere. If it's this area, it seems the mysterious Vine Forest dungeon, once sealed by purification, has reopened. Hero, you can't enter dungeons often, but they are places where you can earn special and valuable rewards. The upstones in the mysterious Vine Forest hold a strange power that enhance weapons.
Okay, so another dungeon has unlocked, I'm guessing. Let's check it out. But this raccoon monk is taking a little longer to kill. I'm looking at the little black clouds it emits. It's actually pretty detailed too. The mystical Vine Forest. So this is probably like the tower where you keep progressing as you beat it. So the plants look a lot like the piranha plants in Mario, with some slight modification with the spikes on the head. Okay, it died really quickly. We'll let it keep going until progression stops. And we'll probably do that for any additional dungeons that unlock. So yeah, this one died really quickly as well. Let's see if the next one will be the same. So far though, once it goes to level 3, it stops for some reason. Or there's a difficulty spike. Speaking of which, doesn't look like I can beat level 3 yet. So we'll need to level up the stats and maybe start using rupees to summon to improve the skills and equipment at some point. But I'll call the premium currency rupees. I don't know why. Let's go ahead and collect some loot from the missions we've completed. So there's quite a bit of events, so again, that is always a good thing. You want to keep your players engaged. We have entered Chapter 2. The stage changed, but the music is still the same, which is a-okay, but I would have liked some change of pace with the music. New boss too, with the Plague Doctor, and like the previous boss, pretty good sprite. Nothing unique design-wise though, it's the typical portrayal of how it is with the Plague Doctor with the mask and the hat. Let's go ahead and use up our tickets and then auto-synthesize and level up our strongest weapon, which appears to be tier 3. We'll level up some of our skills as well and auto-equip the strongest, since it kind of makes sense to equip the one that's most leveled. Let's level up stats again and go for the cheapest first. Doesn't look like it'll let us get any further, so we might need to start using the premium currency. Otherwise, only other way to level up would be to log out and then let the account collect experience and coins while I'm away. So yeah, not happening! My characters are too weak. But I think with developers, generally, they don't expect players to be staring at the screen for too long. Like the genre implies, you're supposed to let it idle, or at least shut off the game and then come back later on to level up your characters, and usually you can make some progression afterwards. Let's level up some more. Hopefully this will let us advance to the next stage. But I'm gonna assume it's probably not gonna be enough. And looking at the screen, I just noticed there's more than 2 guardians. Like there's doppelgangers, so maybe they do have some skills. Or maybe it's other players. I'm not really too sure. I think that might be it. So I didn't notice that initially, that you can actually see other players idling in the background and also killing enemies. So that's kind of interesting, and you don't really see that either. Okay, so it's cutting it close. We're going to barely make it, but that just means we need to level up even more if we're struggling with it now. So the Plague Doctor is almost dead, and then I'm guessing that's probably part of a skill since there was that faded slime. I'm not 100% sure. I should really read the skill description. But I'm not really sure what these gray white things with one eye. I'm assuming these might be the initial form of that ghost boss we fought in one of the dungeons. Okay, another Plague Doctor. So I don't think we're gonna be able to beat this one. We'll see. Kind of neck and neck. So this time it's totally not happening. DPS is lagging behind, and I'm going to run out of time. But yep, it failed. We'll keep going just a little bit more, see if we can unlock any more features. I'm still enjoying the game though, and its overall visual is very pleasant, or pleasing to my eyes. So I don't have enough silver points to level up my stats. I guess we can let Baby off for a bit to collect XP and silver coins, since we need to level up our stats before we try to challenge the boss again. Otherwise, we're just repeating the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Which, if it's all about luck, sure, but again, all about the stats. And right now we are doing damage in the thousands, so 4 digits.
What's going on with you? You've opened your eyes already. Amazing! You must be growing fast from absorbing the monster souls. At this rate, you'll grow in no time.
Hey, our first growth spurt for the Little Reaper. He grew a little bit of hair on the front and opened his eyes. I think it's a good event or level up implementation, since some players will continue to play it just to see the character grow and see the visual change, but it does appear after you reach a certain level, the little growths do happen. The baby looks even cuter now with the sleepy eyes and the little hair. so we still can't beat the plant boss, but let's go ahead and collect some rewards. I don't think we have enough silver coin again. I guess the icons will always highlight with the red dot if there's something to level up, even if it's not the weapon you have equipped. And now just taking a closer look at the monsters, those blue looking reptiles look a lot like the Murlocs in World of Warcraft. So this game pulls a lot of inspiration from other games. The slime design is pretty common as well. It's cute though.
And these days you very rarely encounter mobile games, or I guess video games in general, that try to be different on the visual end. A lot of it is derivative work, which is okay. And a lot of it, of course, is marketing. And whether or not the design is appealing, since some of these games, they do those focus groups, or at least get opinions on whether or not the designs are effective or not, since you want to attract the crowd. And being unique isn't always the way to go, but it's a bold move if you do.
Let's go ahead and open up some chests. Hopefully this will be enough to level up our skill, equipment, and level. No new pets unlockable yet, and it appears we do have to level up Chicken before it can, I guess, evolve into the next level. So the monetization and the ads are actually not too aggressive, which is good. You don't want to annoy your players. It's actually timed just right. So right now we can level up quite a bit. I just noticed there's a rebirth number at the upper right, so I'm guessing you probably rebirth again or go back to level 1, where you can carry your stats after hitting a level cap, a la Disgaea. And speaking of Disgaea, for some reason I'm blanking out on a character that uses, like a unique character, not a class, that uses a scythe as a weapon. I have no idea why. For some reason Etna is coming to mind, but I'm not sure. On the side I guess on a side note, I don't think I've only beaten a few Disgaea games. I've beaten Disgaea 2, 4 and 4, I think only 2 and 4. And then the spin-off of the first Disgaea, where it focuses on Etna's brother. But I've never platinum a Disgaea game though. So still can't beat the Piranha Plant. Totally not happening. So we really have one choice left to make any progression with the Vine Forest, and that's to use the premium currency, well, to progress through this playthrough. As a last ditch, if I'm really hitting a wall and not really getting anywhere, since I want to try to unlock as much as possible during this 1 hour playthrough, or about an hour. But let's go ahead and collect some loot. Let's see if we can beat this Plague Doctor. Nope, I don't think it's gonna happen. But Plague Doctor is going down though, so not as much of a struggle as the previous attempt. Okay, so it does look like the Plague Doctor is going down. Alright, okay, so that's cleared. We're in chapter 2-4 now. More loot to open. Really no point holding on to them other than wanting to open them all at once after a set amount, which for our purpose doesn't really make a lot of sense. It looks like we can level up quite a bit of stats. Some stats are definitely more expensive than others, specifically the offensive stats versus the defensive stats, which are a little bit more cheaper. But we'll continue on with what we've been doing and go by the cheaper one first. Although at the moment, except for one of the dungeons, I haven't really been having issues surviving. I think at the moment the issue is actually killing the bosses within the given time frame, since usually it runs out or the characters just barely manage to beat it, or it's on the cusp. So even with leveling up, I'm not sure we'll make it. No, never mind. We're barely going to beat the Plague Doctor for this level. Okay, and like previous, it is kind of neck and neck at the moment. It looks like it's heavily dependent as well on how often the hits actually do critical damage. So I'm not 100% sure what stat is supposed to impact the critical hit. Maybe it's magic power. It did state that it affects the effectiveness of skills, so that's a possibility. We'll give the Vine Forest another shot. Hopefully this will move forward. Looking at how we're progressing, not going to happen again. Yeah, so again, kind of neck and neck. It's almost there, but again, not enough time, and the DPS is not keeping up. HP though is actually, looking at the HP during that fight, it remained consistent, so I don't know the method we're going by leveling the cheapest option versus the best approach. I guess really we should be leveling up stamina and stamina recovery when we're taking too much damage from the boss, but otherwise putting stock on attack and magic may be the way to go, at least in terms of progressing through the dungeon faster. And we can't beat the next Plague Doctor. Almost did, but no cigar. The baby crying and the guardians trying to cheer the baby up is kinda sweet. Like, very sweet. It's adorably sweet. But nowadays, the monster spawns have changed. It's the piranha plants this time. Yeah, I don't see any other monsters in this group, so we're progressing. We'll try one more push. Let's use up some of our resources and roll on the gacha. Hopefully we'll get enough to at least craft a better site. Here we go, and okay, we're getting a few blue rarity for both the weapons and skills. Let's go ahead and use another 10k of the premium currency. And let's go with the rewards. So I
I didn't notice this was 100 summons. I think with these, again, with idle games, at some point, you probably stop focusing on what you get if you have to roll several hundreds. Unless the game itself makes a big deal when you receive a certain item. So we got to level up a few skills from those rolls. Let's check the weapons, and we are able to get a higher quality T3 Platinum Reaper Scythe. Excellent. Let's go ahead and equip it. This should be enough to kill the Plague Doctor. Oh wow, it got two-shotted. So maybe ready to tackle the Vine Force again. Yep, so the weapon upgrades made a huge difference. True to most mobile games, gacha pulls get you those wins if you pay. But so far the game has been fairly generous early on. Always a plus, so you haven't really hit a huge progression wall as of yet. Which is usually not always the case, especially for idle games. Like it'll be like the first stage or two will be super easy, and then all suddenly, for some odd reason, you hit a difficulty spike. And that seems to be true with most mobile games. There's the honeymoon period where everything is easy and they give a ton of rewards. And if you get over the honeymoon phase, that's when they know maybe they've caught you in their web. Their video game web.
I see a golden tanuki. There must be a golden burrow nearby. Hero, they say the golden burrow is filled with silver coin chests and orb chests. The golden burrow has a daily entry limit, so don't forget to visit. I'm excited about the dungeon rewards. Let's hurry and check them out. Okay, so another dungeon unlocked. I will say the pacing of these unlocked is not too bad. And it's almost been an hour. So, it's good. You don't feel overwhelmed, and it slowly eases you into what you need to do to progress through the game. And the UI, the user interface of the game, is actually pretty clean. It's not confusing and not overly cluttered, which tends to be a big problem with a lot of mobile games these days, is too much stuff. We'll go ahead and give the gold cave a try. So, like the name implies, it's a gold cave. And you have to kill a certain amount of the little golden fur ball creatures and receive chests for rewards. Okay, so that was another success. Again, that was just the beginning, so that's to be expected. Now, the next stage, same thing, not a lot of issue, and there's plenty of time left over. So, I'm gonna say it's probably the third stage. Maybe. Let's see. Okay, no, never mind. So, Little Reaper and gang are actually beating the next stage with low difficulty. So, let's check out level 4, see if we have the same luck. And I don't think so. Nope, they're totally getting swarmed. And looking at the HP, it's very, very, very quickly dropping. So, I guess that's where we at. Characters got completely wiped out there. They completely got jumped by the little monsters. Let's go ahead and open up the loot we just received. So, again with the loot boxes, it's pretty generous with how much it gives from the dungeon completion and missions. Raynar, look! The baby's trying to stand up. Looks like they're still too weak to walk. Our baby is adorable.
Aw, that was cute. And now he has his little walker.
Hero, thanks to your help we defeated the monsters, and the world of the Reaper has begun to be purified. As a result, it seems the power of the dormant bull god has awakened. This has opened the way to use his mask. The bull god? Sounds powerful just from the name. How amazing are those masks?
Alright, so we have access to the other gacha, the mass summons. Let's go ahead and do some rolls. So I'm guessing the rates are similar, where as you level up the gacha, you get better stuff. But yep, a lot of gray rarity, but we'll keep going just to build it up. Let's get all the rewards though and continue rolling. Okay, now the green rarity are starting to show up. Let's pick up some rewards here. Only thing about these though, at some point you're gonna miss it since the gravy train, it slowly goes down or starts depleting over time, or it's harder to complete whatever objective it's giving in order to receive the reward. We will go ahead and auto-equip the mask. It does look like each mask has a different skill effect, but of course, it always makes sense to equip the most leveled for the stat boost as well. Let's level up the mask we have equipped to the highest level we can get it to. Alright, and again, it gives bonuses to all of the stats from the looks of it, from equipping it. This really wants me to watch the ads, but on a side note, it's a good feature to have as an alternative to having to give real money. Personally, I'm not crazy about watching ads, but it's there. All you have to do is give up some time to have ads play. Looks like there's a guild system, which isn't really common in idle games, but let's browse through the list. Not a huge list, and most are relaxed, which I hope would be the case, since with idle games you don't want your brain to work too hard. We'll join Oxygen since it has a lot of players in the guild, meaning easier to complete guild missions if there's any. Looking at the other guild members, some have their characters leveled up quite a bit, and with different accessories. I'm guessing the mask you equip probably affects the appearance, and it looks like it probably doesn't start to happen until you're much older. Looks like maybe post-toddler stage. The guild room does look cute. Kind of like a kindergarten class or a childcare facility. But we'll stop here. Tiny Reaper Reborn. The story is rudimentary, following the growth of a Reaper that's been reborn and two guardians that tag along on the journey. Gameplay-wise, it follows the tradition of idle mobile games where you just let it run, maybe do a few dungeons, level up your characters, equipments, and skills, and in between, have story, and be done. The game slowly eases you into the various game functions, so it doesn't overwhelm the players and has a lot of quality of life functions most idle games should have, such as merging all equipments with one click, saving time. Presentation-wise, the game has a 2.5D look with charming detailed sprites, relatively pleasing background, and user interface that's clean and easy to navigate. There's no voice acting, sound effects are impactful and well used, And while the music is limited and loops only a few tracks, it's serviceable. Overall, for first impression, I would give Tiny Reaper Reborn a 3.5 out of 5. But that is Tiny Reaper Reborn. If you've tried the game and have some thoughts, comment below, like and subscribe, follow me on my socials. Till next time, are you okay? Signing out.